The developers of Poppy Playtime are already saying that we won't have to wait long for the game, and that we won't have to wait as long for the 4th chapter as we did for the 3rd. That's why today I decided to tell you about the characters that we are very likely to see in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Among them, there are both new characters and monsters we already know well. So, in order not to miss anything important, be sure to watch this video until the end. Well, I suggest not to delay and already move on to the characters from the 4th chapter. The first character I'd like to talk about, and who I think we should expect to see in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, is Snidey Spidey. He is a spider who is an experiment of the Bigger Bodies Initiative. I got a glimpse of his cardboard, from which we can learn some interesting things, namely that he is a member of the Smiling Critters, and he tells us that he loves to scare others and that it makes his blood boil. Creepy, isn't it? In my opinion, Snidey Spidey is a great fit for the role of Prototype's main sidekick in the 4th installment of the game. I also think that he will have some kind of superpower, and judging by the fact that he is a spider, this superpower will be a spider web, which will be a trap for our character. But as sad as it is for me to say it, it looks like he will suffer the same fate as CatNap. After all, we already know that Prototype spares no one on his way, and in order to make his plan come true, he is ready to sacrifice even his most loyal monsters. In my previous videos, I already told you about the new locations, and if you remember, one of the expected locations in the 4th chapter I called Amusement Park. And it is connected with the fact that in the 3rd chapter, we could see a certain poster, which depicted Poppy Doll on the background of the amusement park. So, among fans, there is an opinion that on this location, we will be able to see such a character as Jolly Clown. Because the clown is one of the first associations with the amusement park, we expected to see him in the 3rd chapter. On the internet, there are many variants of how Jolly Clown can look like, and which one do you like the most? In my opinion, Jolly Clown will not be given too much attention. He will be something like Miss Delight from the 3rd chapter, like a boss, but something special, she was not remembered. Among all the characters from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, the Smiling Critters are probably the most interesting among fans, and they have rightfully won the love of fans. But in my opinion, in the 4th chapter, we will not see all the members of Poppy Playtime, but only some of them. One of them will be Kickin' Chicken. After all, he told us on his cardboard in the 3rd chapter that he would like to escape from all the horror that is going on at Playcare, and I hope he succeeded. So in the 4th chapter, we will see Kickin' Chicken as a full-fledged character, but whether he will be as kind as he was in the Smiling Critters cartoon is debatable. I got a video clip where we can see Kickin' Chicken chasing our character, but in the end he dies and his body is taken by Prototype. Maybe Kickin' Chicken in the 4th chapter will be one of Prototype's assistants, like CatNap was in the 3rd part. The next character from the Smiling Critters lineup that many people are also expecting to see in the 3rd chapter is the bloodthirsty PIGGY, who has been telling us some creepy things on her cardboards. So in the 4th chapter, she will act as one of the main antagonists in my opinion. I also saw an excerpt in which PIGGY of enormous size chases our character, but her fate is the same as the rest of the monsters we met in the game. She died and her body was taken by Prototype. Another character from Smiling Critters that we can also see in the game, in my opinion, will be Crafty Corn. And in my opinion, we will see her because of her relationship with the new Smiling Critters member, Bully Bolito. To find out the history of their relationship, be sure to check out the video on my new Smiling Critters channel. Brawn is probably one of the most anticipated characters in Poppy Playtime, with many fans eager to see him in Chapter 4. But let's take our time and dive into the story a little bit. As we all remember, an employee of the Playtime factory, 59-year-old Thomas Clark, was diagnosed with lung cancer, and since his job was everything to him, he decided to sacrifice his body in the name of experimentation. Playtime factory scientists transplanted his organs into the body of a dinosaur toy. As you can guess, this toy was called Brawn, and then he got his experiment number 1199 like all the other monsters that were created at the Playtime factory. And where could we see him, you ask me? Well, he appeared in Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, but we could only see a poster with him and his toy. Also, Brawn the dinosaur appeared in Chapter 2, but also as a toy in a warehouse with rejected characters. But there is one video on YouTube channel Mob Entertainment, which fully tells us the history of Brawn creation and what difficulties he faced during his stay at Playtime Factory. Most likely Brawn in the 4th chapter will not play the role of the main character, although the developers have paid a lot of attention to this character. Posters, toys, and of course a whole video dedicated to his creation. And we will see him as a secondary character, maybe even a positive character, who will familiarize us with new locations and warn us about the danger. Because as we have already mentioned, Brawn is an experiment from a terminally ill employee of the Playtime factory. So who but he will familiarize us with new locations and help us in the game. And now I would like to tell you about one more character, who in my opinion will also play the role of a helper in the fourth part, and the name of this character is Mr. Delight. Yes, you didn't hear it. He is the husband of that crazy Miss Delight from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. However, unlike her, he will be a positive character, and as far as I know, they will work with the already known Poppy doll. If you ask me who Poppy Playtime fans expect to see more than Brawn, I'll tell you a monster called Boxy Boo. After all, he was the one we were shown on that VHS tape The Hour of Joy, and he was among all the monsters we could already see in the game. Therefore, a large number of people believe that his probability of appearance in the game is the most likely among all possible. I propose to dive back into history and learn a little bit more about Boxy Boo. Boxy Boo is referred to in many sources as Experiment 1160 and was created as a result of experiments known as the Bigger Bodies Initiative. So if you didn't know, Boxy Boo was the first successful experiment created under this auspices. Its job was to get rid of low-level employees who, in the opinion of management, knew too much about the experiments conducted at the Playtime Factory theory. The most popular theory is that Boxy Boo will play the role of one of the main antagonists in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Many believe he will be someone like CatNap, who was literally Prototype's right-hand man. I'm also sure that we will definitely see Boxy Boo in Chapter 4 and that he will definitely have a key role in this game. I think you'll agree with me that the role of a good character doesn't suit Boxy Boo in any way, so it's almost 100% likely that we'll see him as one of the main villains in the next version of the game. Out of my personal preference, I would have been very eager to see Dog Day in Chapter 4. After all, it's the one that opened our eyes to Prototype and his sidekick CatNap and told us what kind of creepy things they were doing in Playcare territory. Dog Day also appeared for a short period of time and gained a huge fan base, so they won't forgive Mob Entertainment if they don't show their favorite in the new fourth chapter. I think that if he does appear, he will play a small episodic role, but as it was in the third chapter, he will provide us with a lot of useful information that will bring us closer to solving the mystery of Prototype. And of course, we should not forget about Prototype. We should expect him in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 with 100% probability, because in case you forgot, he is the main antagonist in Poppy Playtime universe. We can only guess whether we will be able to see his appearance in the fourth chapter, or like in the previous parts, it will remain a mystery for us. But judging by some of the leaks, we do get to see him in full. My favorite theory is that in Chapter 4 he will be able to defeat those who stand in his way. But in Chapter 5, we will be able to see an epic confrontation between all the rebel monsters and Prototype, where they will defeat him and harmony will reign in the Playtime Factory. What's your favorite Prototype theory? Also, we should not forget about the new Smiling Critters lineup, which I have already mentioned in my previous videos. If you have forgotten about it, I suggest you to read it. I think that their appearance and their stories will bring more clarity to what happened in the Playtime Factory. So what new characters are you looking forward to seeing in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4? Be sure to share your opinions in the comments. I'd love to see them. Maybe you know a few other candidates that I should take a closer look at as Chapter 4 monsters. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the latest news from the world of Poppy Playtime. Well, that's all for today, dear friends. See you soon. Don't miss me. Bye-bye.